So let's start with your character, who you play, and tell us a little bit about her.
I play a woman named Julia Banks, who has a really dark past. She had an alcoholic father and an abusive relationship with her ex-boyfriend. She even sought psychological help afterwards. And her best friend is her boss. She doesn't have a lot of friends or people in her life, you know, which happens oftentimes with women with that kind of background. But she is in a new chapter, and she's fallen in love with this wonderful man who is a father of an 8-year-old girl, and they're going to get married, and she's going to co-parent with him, and everything's looking really rosy and amazing. And then the ex-wife shows up, and it's very clear that things aren't going to go as smoothly as she would have hoped beforehand.
Great. No.
To put it up nicely.
Yeah. So, what attracted you to this role?
I was really, you know, at first, you know, I had actually turned down the role. I think I was nervous about it. You know, it was so intense, and like the darkness of it and stuff. And I'm on the board of V-Day, Eve Ensler's organization to stop violence against women and children, and I'm on the board of Lower Side Girls Club, and I've done so many campaigns with anti-violence organizations and stuff, and I play a lot of these types of characters, and I was just like, I don't know that I want to go there again. And I remember Denise just like, it was really clear that what we were doing something really special, and it wasn't just like a lot of the other kind of thriller films. We weren't using these different things to be exploitative. We really wanted to investigate these moments. And then I got super excited about that, because the range of these women, it wasn't just about she's the bad guy and, you know, that's the good guy kind of thing. It was really kind of the spectrum of us, and how we all can go a little bit crazy, you know, and how my character, I got help. It wasn't that I didn't have mental issues or traumas in my past, but that I actually sought help for it. That's what we all kind of deserve and need, you know, and because we don't communicate it and we don't create it, we end up having these insane dramatic moments. But in reality, you know, these women could actually have so much more in common, and I really loved that. I loved that it wasn't just hitting the tropes of a thriller, but really kind of showing compassion for all these characters and showing the humanity of it and the difficulties of co-parenting and all that kind of stuff. And so I just got super excited about all of that, and I think it really works. When I watch this movie, I'm moved. I'm really moved by everybody, and I love everyone's journey, and I can relate to everyone, which is pretty remarkable.
And speaking of relating, how relatable do you think the story is just to modern day relationships and divorces? Because I think people are really going to connect with this.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think, you know, it's interesting. We were talking about it with Allison, one of the producers, and, you know, she was saying when they first were coming up with the story, they really didn't want to do the, like, oh, that the first wife was, you know, just neglected or underappreciated, and it's the new wife that's coming in, and it's about that she's, like, young and this and kind of say, it was like, we've seen that before. But like show a different kind of dynamic of, you know, a woman who is unhinged and the people around who are not communicating directly or properly with her, and, you know, just what the loss that's there, because here's this little girl in the center of it, and if we're not all communicating with each other, then we're not taking it serious. And I don't know, I loved the whole approach of this movie.
Do you feel that people are going to look at this and kind of say to themselves, what would I do if I was in that situation?
If people recognize that and see it and kind of go, oh, like, I've been there, and I knee-jerked reaction, I did that, but if I had done this, maybe this could have happened, you know? And like, if that's what your real ultimate, if you want your child, you want to end that cycle of violence, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, you know, verbal, you know, those traumas we have to finally look at, you know, not dismiss, not deny, not ignore, but really look at, you know, that man in the mirror kind of thing, like really look at it, and then you can move on. And I was just really, when you see Julia's journey, the only reason why she's able to thrive in the way that she can is because she's actually looked at what's not worked in her life. She went and sought psychological help, and she got tools to use. And, you know, if we don't use those tools properly, not as crutches or as weapons, then they're useless. You know, it's like, really use them. So I really hope that people get, like, it's a fun, it's an incredible ride, it's super entertaining, but there's some real heart in this film, and I really hope that it sparks conversations between people, because I hear people yelling at the screen when they're watching it, but I really hope that that translates afterwards for them talking to each other about it, because I think it could be really enlightening.
Hey there, movie fans! It's Vale here with a quick movie fact for you. Did you know that in the movie The Usual Suspects, Verbalkin says the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing men he didn't exist? This quote is from the French poet Charles Baudelaire, and it also appears in another movie featuring Gabriel Byrne and Kevin Pollak, End of Days. That's all for today. Subscribe and ring the notification bell to always receive the latest trailers the moment they are online. Bye bye, see you next time.